I got special guests in the building from all over the damn place today, man. I got somebody sitting next to me to my left. Vigilante. You know. What you repping? Michigan A? What are we repping?
Born in Michigan, raised in Ohio, live in Atlanta, so I guess I can.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good like mixture of,
Yeah.
Flint, Michigan. You was born. I was reading your little bio. I want to shout this man out too, man, for sending me a bio, everything about himself, man. It was very easy getting to know him, all that. So shout to you for doing it, right? First and foremost.
Appreciate it.
But Michigan, man. I mean, very hip hop is in Michigan's blood, man.
Yeah. It's
know what I mean?
very, very rough place to grow up at. So when they tell stories about being from Michigan, they tell real stories.
Word.
Real stories.
Now, first and foremost, man, I want to get into, before we get into the music, I kind of want to get to know you personally because, after reading your bio, activists, man, like you're very heavily into, everything from AIDS to homelessness to everything possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What came first? Was it the music or that side of you? Like,
It was the music.
Mm.
The music led me to being more charitable. Once I started gaining success in my music, then I started to see how other people was living, vice versa, how I was living, and it made me want to give back even more. So then I made a cancer song. I signed a contract with the Children's Cancer Association, and now we actually are still in our deal right now. So that worked out for the better. Then I wound up making the HIV song. Then once I started to feed the homelessness, that inspired me to do a homelessness song. And then I recently started to donate plasma too.
wow. Now, without getting too far ahead of the interview, what possessed you to, use your music to speak out on issues like that? Because, to me, to the normal Flint, Michigan kid, or, that's not what they, what they do. You know what I mean? Like they, usually some knucklehead shit, or, why did you, take that road and want to be the one to step up and be, get your voice heard with real issues?
I think that's the reason why. What you saying, that most people don't want to talk about it. I do. So I wanted to be different, and I was raised in the church too. So for me to talk about anything other than how I was raised in the church, then it would be, it would go against everything that I stand for. And it makes my mom and my grandmother and my aunties, and I'm going to stick strictly with the girls in my family. It makes them happy to see me making respectful music.
Now, is this only, is this what you only do? Do you only have messages behind your music, or, do you do the club, normal, thing too? Like, or is that your main focus, is to get what you want, off your chest through the music? Like,
Shout out DJ No Joke. We just closed our deal for 7 clubs in Atlanta. And so I make club music as well, but my club music is still a message in it, and it's still got bars in it, so to speak. So like when I do remixes to like Throw Some Mo and Coco and stuff like that, which y'all can go check out on YouTube right now. Vigilante, Throw Some Mo, Vigilante, Coco. I'm dropping my About the Money next month. So when I do that, it's just strictly bars in it. So yeah, it's always gonna be a message and everything, but the beat might change up. It might be more of a hip hop beat, or check out on YouTube right now. Vigilante, Throw Some Mo, Vigilante, Coco. I'm dropping my About the Money next month. So when I do that, it's just strictly bars in it.
getting in the studio, like to focus on a hit record or club music, and then, to focus on something so painful as, I don't know, family members or, things you've been through, how do you separate the two?
That is a good question. It's hard. I'm not even gonna lie. It's hard. Even for somebody as seasoned as myself, it's still hard, because when I do my club music, it's kind of like when a battle rapper perform in front of a big crowd. You don't want to say nothing that's too complicated, because they're not gonna get it, and then it's a waste of time for you to have that crazy beat and then try to go Tupac on it. You know what I'm saying? Because they not gonna be listening. And then they're not going to want to hear it. And then once they get it, it's going to be too late. They're going to be on to the next song already. So, and then you kind of have to dumb it down just a little bit so that they do get it, but you can't put your lyricism in jeopardy. So that's the hardest part for me. But I always try to do it in a way to where I would switch the flow up enough to where you can hear everything and still enjoy the bars at the same time.
Word. Now, I gotta ask like your friends and the people around you. You know what I mean? What are they? When they say, when you tell them y'all got a song about cancer, or you got a song about homelessness, what was their original reaction? Are they like, yo, you crazy? Like, why? What you mean? Like, were they supportive of the way or
Presentation? That's what I would say. Presentation. Nobody's gonna take you seriously if you don't take yourself seriously. You can present any news to anybody in any type of way, but if you serious about it, then they gonna be serious about it. So people already know how I am with me growing up in the church and stuff like that. So it was really no surprise when they found out about it. And the way that I went about it with closing all of the deals and stuff first, then they had no choice but to take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? So, it would be kind of too late for them to be like, no, don't do it. Everything's already done and set in stone. So that's pretty much what it was, a presentation. And plus, everybody already knew it was coming.
Word. Now, the name Vigilante, you know what I mean? That's another thing. How did you get that? And, any bad stuff behind that? I mean, I know Vigilante's a kind of weird word. Like,
yeah, it could go either way. So with this one, my name was originally Young Lyrical Dreads. I named myself that when I was 15. And then as I got older and started doing interviews and started talking to different girls and being in business, I didn't want to keep calling myself that. I was getting too old, so now I'm going from 15 to 16 to 17 to 18, calling myself Young Lyrical Dreads, and it was childish. So one day I was in a hotel room with my parents, and we was watching a show called Video Vigilante. And I ain't never heard of this word before, never watched the show before, nothing. I didn't even know what the word meant. So I'm watching the show, and the show is about a dude videotaping the police breaking the law. And I'm like, this show is dope, so I'm about to Google what vigilante means. So once I Googled it, and I was like, man, this is exactly who and what I've been my entire life. I'm going to call myself that. And I had to swallow the bullet of it being a negative and a positive thing and just keep on showcasing the positiveness of it.
Now, that's another thing, too. Like, you feel like that element is missing, in hip-hop, man, the positive. Like I'm surprised, rappers ain't. I mean, I think Papoose did, but other than that, I never really seen nobody else step up, do no Mike Brown songs, do songs like that. And, even for cancer and, things like that. Like, why are, big feature main artists not doing that type of thing? Like, do you think like that's a gap in hip hop music? They should use it.
I think it's I wouldn't say that it's missing. I would just say that what's being highlighted right now is not everything that's being highlighted right now is straying our vision away from what people are really doing. So if you research how many songs there are about like Mike Brown and stuff like that, you will see hundreds and thousands of them, but none of them will be getting the views of what you see on the radio. And then you would think that it's not as important because it's not highlighted by the masses. So I'll put it that way. I would just say that it's the hierarchies who make it seem as though it's not out there, but it's definitely out there. But it just needs to be highlighted more. People just got to work harder to get their music out there. They can't think that just because they got a good message that everybody should go listen to it. There's a promotion process behind it and a business process behind it.
Word. Now what about now the business aspect of yourself? Like you spoke a little bit on it. Like like what happened to you where you say I want to get more into the business side? Because you seem to me like you got everything under control. Involved in movies now. We can talk about that in a little bit. You know what I mean? You're up here from Atlanta. Like the business side of you. And is that a main thing that unsigned artists need to start focusing on? Like, what would your opinion be?
I would say that when I was 15 and I started off in a group of 4 people, you kind of fall back into the shadow of being able to point fingers at each other when stuff is not moving. And, I had a harsh conversation with my sister, my older sister, right before she left. Shout out to Ariel. And she was pretty much like, nobody sees what's going on behind the scenes. So if you're not putting nothing out to people, then they don't care. Out of sight, out of mind. So if you're going to be doing this until you're 30, 40 years old and not moving nowhere, that's on you. So I'm just like, man, this is a real conversation right here. So once I turned 18, I just pretty much created Vigilante Vision and became the CEO of that. And then my stepdad, who's the CEO of me, who has Lights Out Records, so I'm a branch from that. So I became my own boss by creating something and co-oping with him. So That was that was probably the best move that I ever made because I became in control of everything. And instead of us being like a hierarchy, we became partners. And so that helped the movement to become twice as strong. So
Word.
I would say that's definitely important. And anybody who's an independent artist, own your stuff, own everything.
Now, let's talk about that Vigilante vision. You
Mhm.
know, what is it? Record label, YouTube, like, you know, exactly what is it? And are you the only artist? Do you have other artists under you? Like, you know, what's up with that?
It's a brand. I just created the official page for it on Instagram, and it's Vigilante Vision Brand on Instagram. So it's a mindset. It's a mindset that even when you live in Atlanta, when you call up Heavy Bags and he say that he's in New Jersey, you make it up there to New Jersey.
As you did.
That's the Vigilante Vision mindset. That's what it is, you know. So anybody else would have been like, "Oh, that's too far," or "We can wait," or "I need to get bigger first." I said, "I'm coming."
And I gotta tell the story too. Like, real talk, when you first told me you was coming from Atlanta, I'm like, he ain't gonna show up. Like, really, this is real talk. Then you like, nah, I'm coming by myself. Like, you showed up here by yourself, nobody from Atlanta, and I got artists that's from New Jersey that can't even get here, bro.
Oh wow.
Real talk. So I want to commend you first and foremost. You go with me forever. Anytime you ever need something from me, we good.
100.
That's just how it is. And I just want to tell artists out there, man, that, you know, even the second, you know, artists that I got coming up here, DC and Virginia and Maryland, and I got people coming up from all over. I can't have people from New Jersey come over here. You know what I mean? So I want to commend all you guys on, you know, being serious about your craft, man. And look, man. Yeah, we back.
Yeah,
Jesus, man.
Full
Yo.
with that one.
Real talk. Like, I know we didn't even say one word to each other the whole time. I was in the zone.
I appreciate it.
Yo, it take a real man to you know, speak on issues like that, bro. And I like music like that. I like music that touch the heart, man. Like for real, man. So salute to you. Now, you know, you said something in there that stuck with me. You said, you know, that your older sister had a harden you up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird. Like, a sister had to teach you to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it take you know, a real man to admit that.
Right.
You know, you feel any different than any other kids, man, that was coming up with dads and stuff? Like, you know, how much effect did that have? Because, you know, I'm one of the people who grew up with mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't really know how it feels not to have a dad around. And, you know, for you to say your sister brought you, I couldn't imagine my sister, you know what I mean? You know, how was it coming up for you, like, without having that man around?
I had 3 other sisters. We all had the same mom, and none of our dads were around. So it became normal for us. And then I got my stepdad when I was 12. I'm 20 now. He's still my stepdad. And then my grandfather, he showed me that unconditional love. I felt like I had a dad with him. And so it didn't feel too weird. The only thing that was weird about it was that I'm a junior. So for me not to have my dad around, it kind of felt, you know what I'm saying? Because every time that I signed junior on a piece of paper, that's the only thing that made me remember it. Other than that, I had my grandfather, and then when I turned 12, I had my stepdad, and then I had my older sister. So it was cool. I was cool with it. I never cried a day.
Damn.
It just made for a good song.
Now, you know, one thing that I noticed too. Now, was that you speaking in the interview too?
That was Kanye, and
okay.
I forgot the lady's name, but that
Okay.
was he was doing an interview, and you know, I like to listen to Kanye.
Yeah.
When he's not going off,
Yeah.
I like to listen to him speak.
Or now, I asked that because, you know, even when I met you, even when I talked to you on the phone, even now, you know, I don't get that threatening thing with you. Like, you know, you're very well spoken. Like, I feel like you got some type of education. You know what I mean? You pay attention in school and stuff, like, you know, because you're very well spoken. Like, you're not cursing. You're not, you know, all bouncing off the walls in here. Like, you know, you don't smoke, don't drink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, is that something, you know, bringing up to, like, the education? Like, you know, you're very, very smart. I could tell. Like,
I would say that the girls kept me distracted in high school. But by God, I was able to finish that, and then I just graduated from engineering college.
wow.
So I would just say
Congratulations on that too,
I
man.
appreciate it. It was really my parents and my grandparents that kept me away from all of the other stuff. Like I grew up in Flint, and anybody who's familiar with Flint knows that Flint is very dangerous.
Word.
And then I moved to Ben Harbor, and anybody who's familiar with Ben Harbor knows Ben Harbor is very dangerous. And now I live in Atlanta, and some parts of Atlanta are very dangerous. So it was just me having the right upbringing, you know, because being in all those places, it could have went either way. And building a strong relationship with God myself early. I got baptized when I was 8. So, you know, if I was to say a curse word in any of my songs and my grandma heard it, I don't think that I would want to do music anymore because of her facial expression after that. You know, so to be able to play all of my music from first song to last song in front of any crowd, whether it be teenagers, kids, adults, and everybody had the same I love it reaction. That's what makes me happy.
Now, you know, it's funny you say that because most artists, they go for the whole hood and, you know, you don't care about that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, now has that hurt you in any way, like on some street cred, or, you know, do you not even, you know?
I don't even care. But what it is about it is that, you know, when I have conversations with people who want me to conform to like make like a trap queen or stuff like that, once they listen to my music, then they understand why I don't. I can't, and I'm not throwing a shot at anybody, but I can't stoop. I can't stoop myself, and it would hurt me personally before putting the song out. It would hurt me first. Then it would hurt my fan base. Then it would hurt my family. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where I just had to be okay with myself, and then show everybody I was so okay with myself that they were okay with it. You know, me and my CEO have conversations with it all the time. Like, yo, you should probably try to do one of these kind, and then probably like a week later he'll be like, okay, I understand why you don't want to.
Damn, that's deep too, man. Now, you know, like projects, you know, how many do you have out in the past? And also, what are we working on now? Like, you know, any of these records we playing, like, where could they hear them? Can they, you know, I know you got probably a couple old joints on that Piff and stuff like that. You said, you know, how many joints you got on that Piff, and you know, what are we working on now?
On that Piff, I have Lyrical Dominance. Go check that out. I have Lyrical Vigilante. Lyrical Journey. Lyrical Journey was my second tape. Lyrical Dominance was my third tape. And right now I'm working on my 4th/5th. So what it is that I'm doing a tape called Lyrical Vigilante, and I'm doing a tape called Vigilant Spirit. It's kind of like what you said about separating the two. And what it is that I did a verse to Chirac, and since I don't have that MP3 to play for y'all, I spit that live. Okay. So I did a verse to Chirac, and then right after I did that, I performed at 40 Songs for Christ, the very first one they invited me, and that was an honor. So I performed my song Dear Destiny, my homeless song. Okay. And I was like, the whole time I was there, I was like, man, I wish we had CDs to pass out. But I really don't want my Chirac to be on this CD for this church crowd. I'm not cursing or anything, but occasionally I might say the N-word, or I might say a reference about, you know, a girl that you don't, that the church crowd might not agree with. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to split that up. So I have like Lyrical Vigilante is like a CD with like 6 bonus tracks with my Chirac, Coco, Throw Some Mo, and stuff like that. And then Vigilant Spirit is like an album. It's the project. And it don't have the bonus tracks on it, but it's a solid, probably 15-track CD that everybody's gonna love. So that's what we got coming up.
Now, is this all original, or because I know you say the bonus songs kind of mixtapes, right? And then you got all original for the album. Okay. And you also say you produced too, and you know your own engineer.
Yeah, I produced probably 50% of my tracks, and I master, mix, and engineer all of them. Every last one of them.
Now, how did you get involved with doing everything? Just, you know,
in 2010, when my mom bought my stepdad the studio, because we were tired of paying for studio time. So when she bought him the studio, and that was around the summertime, so it was no school. So we would just sit at home and look at this studio because none of us knew how to work it. So it was like having a car with no key. We were just all looking at it, and we knew that we didn't know what to do with it. We were all scared of it, actually, because, you know, if you do one wrong thing in the studio, everything can blow up. So as the years went by and we started to slowly learn how to use it, it wasn't enough. The music still wasn't sounding good because professional engineers can make stuff sound really good. So then that's what you have to compare it to for your competition. So once I got closer to graduating, I knew that I wanted to go to college, but I didn't want to go for like general studies. So engineering school. And shout out SAE, Sound Audio Engineering in Atlanta. I went there for 9 months and I graduated, and my music is sounding I think it sounds great.
Word. Now, what do you like more though? What side do you like the actual, audio engineer side, producing or rapping? Like, which one do you like? And for the rest of your life, if you could choose one, which one would it be?
Well, let me add in the composing and the singing and all of that too. And I think that the one that I like the most would probably be the rapping. And if I had to choose one, it would be the rapping. But what it is that I can do all of them so fluently that it's like second nature. Like if I wake up and I make a full beat and then I turn it into a song and then I engineer it as well, that all makes my day. It makes me happy knowing that I started that from scratch.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just sent over the homeless song, right?
I didn't send.
Oh,
that
you didn't
one
send it?
over.
Okay, I definitely want to get that before we get out of here, if possible.
Oh yeah, I got you.
But the video that we get, let's get into that. What was that song about? And also where does it take place? Like, who shot it?
Oh, okay. That one was the I Can't Breathe.
Okay.
So that one, shout out to Chris. He shot that music video for me. We shot that like 3 blocks from my house. It was a church, and then we shot that white screen in my lower. We have a photography room and we have a music studio room.
Okay.
So we shot that in our photography room, and that song right there, I wrote that when I was on vacation in the Bahamas, and it was right when the Eric Gardner thing had happened.
Okay.
I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from so many different places that I don't really believe in racism like that. I know that it exists, but I'm not one of those people that get, like, extra upset when it happens. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Okay, that person's racist. I'm not going to start a riot about it.
Yeah,
you know, so, and, I not ignored, but I stayed silent when the Trayvon thing happened. I stayed silent when the Mike Brown thing happened.
Word.
But when I seen that Eric Gardner video on my vacation, I got right to writing.
Wow.
I got right to writing, and by the end of my vacation, I'll probably say 2 days later, once I got back, we had a full song. I Can't Breathe.
Now, before we get into it, what is it about that particular situation that made you say, "Yo, I have to speak on this"?
On camera.
You know what I mean?
On camera. Like, since I'm a Christian, I don't really believe in the justice system. I believe in right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't believe in the stipulations of all of the bull crap stuff. He did this, so he did that, so he get this. That's what I believe in. So when you have it on camera and you got the police officers waving at the camera and all of that stuff, there's no conversation to be had. There's no more talking. That's it. So when I seen that one, that was the one that was like, okay, now y'all done hit the red button. So I'm already super lyrical, and so now it's time for me to put my lyrics toward this. It's time for me to focus on it.
Word, that's dope. Yo, I'm going to give you the opportunity to introduce that video, man. Let's go.
All right, this is Vigilante, I Can't Breathe.
That was weak, son. Vigilante, I Can't Breathe. 15 minutes of fame. Let's go. Yeah, we back. 15 minutes of fame. Radio Vigilante in the building.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Speechless, man. Like, for real, man. I love it. Everything about it. I love the message behind it. I think it's definitely what's missing in hip hop. You know what I mean? And the one thing I like about you the most is that, you don't sound like you from the A. You don't sound like you from Michigan. You don't even sound like you from Ohio. Like, you sound like different. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, who inspired you musically? You know what I mean? To be who you are, man. Like,
as far as the creativity goes, I would say when Wayne was in his element, when he was doing No Ceilings, Sorry for the Wait 1, The Leak, The Drought, pretty much when he was working his tail off. That's where my creativity comes from. I was feeling like if I couldn't get my bars up to that par, then I shouldn't even write them down. And it was like either they had a 10 or they had a 0. There was no in between. So as far as the creativity goes, I would say that it's not a lot that inspires me nowadays to make me want to just go into the studio. It's pretty much I have to inspire myself, or something like that has to happen in order for me to feel like I need to.
What about like surrounding you, like, you from the A? I'm sure you hear a lot of pop, bouncy, drug, trap, whatever it is,
Yeah,
music, like,
yeah.
and yet you are in such a different lane. Like,
hmm
do you listen to other people around you, or do you study the competition? Like,
That's a word that I don't like to use. I don't feel like that. Not to toot my own horn or anything. Like I don't feel like that I have any, especially not there, because of the type of music that they make. What it is that I feel like that once I get to where I want to be, I'm gonna automatically be placed into the category of the lyricist. And when people talk about music, those are always the people who get named first.
mm,
Then it's the people who make those other type of records where I come from.
where
So, I mean, I'm up to date on the stuff that happens. Me and my people, we don't really talk about it a lot. We just turn the other way and keep doing what we doing.
now you said new album.
hmm
You know what I mean? When is it coming out? When can we expect it? You know what I'm saying? And is it gonna be iTunes, that Piff? Like, which route we going on that?
It's gonna be all the above.
Mm.
This is gonna be it's gonna be a mixtape that sounds like an album. That's what it's gonna be. So both of them, Lyrical Vigilante and Vigilant Spirit, they are both going to be on iTunes, Dat Piff, live mixtapes. I'm still trying to figure out how many DJs I want to host. I got 4 already for each one, and I still want more. I still want more. It's got to go everywhere.
Now, is this gonna be like, I know you said to separate into two, but is this gonna be this like all singles? That's what you mean by not wasting records? Like, you want to do all singles, or you gonna do just a full 10-song album with?
It's gonna be both. It's gonna be different because it's gonna be in a way to where I'm gonna put this project out, and you're gonna be listening to singles next year from the same project, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's I wonder what project that's from. And they're gonna be like, it's the same project, and you're gonna keep hearing singles from it drop monthly until the whole project has dropped. Then I'm gonna promote the project as a whole. So that's pretty much how I plan on doing it.
So you're gonna drop singles before the project even drops?
I'm gonna drop like 4 or 5 of them, and I'm gonna shoot music videos to every last one of them. And then when the project drops, I'm gonna keep it visual, and I'm gonna keep dropping new singles and new vlogs and new remixes every month.
And when can we expect that?
Man,
A date?
I would say we don't have a date yet, but I would say that you should be expecting it late this year or early next year. It's gonna be either late this year or early next year. I have to make sure that everything is perfect.
Right.
I don't want to put it out and then be like, oh, I should have did this, or oh, I should have added that. It's gonna be a situation where this is gonna be a project that people live with for a long time.
And the message
Mm-hmm.
behind it. You know what I mean? Does it make it better that you actually got to say what you wanted to say, and not what your CEO or your labels or none of that these people wanted to say? Does it make it better?
That's very important. And yes, it makes it to where it makes me want to promote it more. When you got to say something that somebody wants you to say, then it seem like that you promoting it for them. When I'm promoting it for me, that's when I promote at my hardest. And I feel like that my music is at my best when I'm saying what I want to say. So yeah, it's gonna be a dope one.
Word. Now, yo, real quick, we running out of time, but I just kind of wanted to, go into this homeless record that you got, and then I'm gonna come back with a quick freestyle, and then what I'm saying, we'll wrap up.
Okay.
But this homeless record is very big to me, man, because I just think this message, it needs to be talked about, man, because. You know what I mean? I don't mean like, homeless guys that are on drugs, because a lot of that shit's out here. I mean, there's vets, what I'm saying, who come back from war. Like, homelessness is very big in the United States. And you know what? Did anything happen personally with you while you chose, to speak on it? Because, especially rappers and, you being 20, to me that's young. I'm an old 32-year-old fat, washed up. I'm really like 46, but you know what I mean? Like, for somebody to step up at 20 and, talk about issues like this, like, did you go through something, or was it just?
What it was that I graduated from high school when I was 18 and went straight to college when I was 19. And when I used to take the train and the bus to school every single day, in Atlanta, they have a huge homelessness population, and it's not hidden. Like, it's right in front of you. You can walk anywhere, and it'd be right there. So, we started to feed the homeless every Saturday. And we try to do that as much as we can. Any Saturday that we're not busy, we out feeding the homeless. And you can have real conversation with them. You can have real 2-minute, 3-minute conversations with a homeless person. And once I started to have conversation with them, it inspired me to write a full song for them.
Wow. Yeah, we back. 15 minutes of fame. Vigilante.
Yeah.
Vigilante vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, real talk, man. We ain't really get to, to chop it up like, off air like I wanted to, but yo, I'm a fan.
I appreciate
real talk. I'm really truly a fan. I think you got fans in this whole room right now. And yo, you feel me? Every time you need something from us, man, make sure you stop through here, man. And send me some records when that album come out, man. We're gonna promote that for you, man.
I got you.
All right. So that's first and foremost. Number 2, get your social media out, man. Anybody want to collab? I'm sure people want to collab. Any want to get the music, man, hit you up on Twitter. Give you Twitter, Instagram, all that, man.
All right. Twitter and Instagram, Vigilante, LOM, VIGILANTE, LOM. Same for the email, vigilantelom@gmail.com.
And if they want to go get any of your music,
Vigilante Vivo for Vivo, Vigilante Visuals for YouTube, Young Lyrical Dreads for that Piff. It's gonna be a Vigilante one up on live mixtapes and on that Piff by the end of this year.
Word. Now, yo, before we get out of here, I got some beats, but I think you want to do. I want you to spit that Chirac-ish.
Okay, I got you.
I know you want to do that for the people, man. So, spit a little freestyle. Give me some bars, man.
All right, I got you.
Let's go.
I said, I make moves like a runaway, but you standing still like probation. Niggas talking at 9-ish and they get clapped like an ovation. Every time that you rap, I watch you and your label die. It's not a tie or I'll tie up them loose ends like the cable guy. Competition is a contradiction, and honestly, I wish none rap. Tell Nikki if she would chill out, then maybe she could come back. My wallet full because I'm focused. If I'm not the best, I'm the closest. The way I spit and the way I dress, your girl can't help but notice. Tattoos and mean kicks. We the mafia, 3-6. Y'all other rappers just silly rabbits. Why? Because y'all need tricks. Me and Leak taking over because the game needed a lot of making over. Might as well be a railroad from all the tracks that I'm laying over. Kill any beat that I want. Pull any girl on this planet. Mess around with them mess arounds and you mess around and just vanish. Long hair like a singer would and I pull more than a singer do. Go in when you least expect it and kill ish like a ringer do. I don't let down because I don't let up. Stick your neck in, get your neck cut. Shower cap in, a poncho couldn't stop you from getting wet up. I'm a young king in a May. Young thing in a May. When I put it down, it stays down till I move it up just like clay. Change the game like a cartridge. I'm in the fast lane. You get car sick. Y'all put soft stuff on hard stuff like cement under the carpet. I'm a smart guy, so any move I make, best believe it's science there. Any nightcap that I ever had was a presentation like a science fair. I ain't leaving no room to squeeze in. Ain't no room to wiggle. Y'all new niggas can get lost like a GPS with no signal. I don't support because y'all don't snap or y'all snap small like mice traps. So my watch on and my chain on, there's no thirst trap, that's an ice trap. Guess I'm defeating your relevance. I'm just too full of that elegance. No small talk, but you all talk. I have caution tape at your residence. Money longer than a flat screen. Lights out, we that rap team. I'm versatile, but y'all boxed in like pack things. I got ambition like no other. I'm hungry, but I've been fed. I would kill this whole beat, but truthfully, it been dead. That dude, jam-packed with cold bars like an ice tray. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Step it up and have a nice day. Dreads.
Okay. That's what's up, man. But again, man, really, man, thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Expect this up in like a week, man. I got you. And man, have a safe trip back to the A, man.
I'm gonna try my best.
You already, man. Follow my man Vigilante, man. We'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Got more special guests in the building. And what we going out with, Dre? Let's play like everything. How about that? While we get situated. All right, 15 MOFE. Yo, thank you, man, for real.
No problem at all.
Let's go.
15 minutes.